too.
She gave me the choice. Oh, it's gonna be good.
I brought my cup so I can chew on it. So I don't embarrass her.
So my story, does anybody know what endometriosis or PCOS is? Or andionosis? They're all connected. And I actually had stage 4. I had multiple surgeries, was going in and out of ER clinics because I would have ruptured cysts all the time. It was bad. And I felt like back then, every doctor just kept trying to give me hope with another surgery. So I had one. I felt great for a little bit. We had our first daughter outside, which that's another miracle because with endometriosis and stuff, you normally don't. Then after that surgery, my pain came back and it came back stronger. And so I was like, well, let's just try for one more. Had another surgery. And that was when I realized it came back even stronger that second time. And I just felt like there's got to be hope in something different. And every doctor kept telling me I needed a hysterectomy. And I was 28 years old. And that was after my second daughter. And I just didn't sit right with another surgery. So I kept getting second opinions, kept trying to figure out something else. We moved, we got military, all of that. We moved from Kansas to Missouri, and Plexus kept coming up. And Plexus had been coming up for a while with my sister and other people, and I kept shooting it off because you have to think when you're chronically ill, nothing's gonna help you. Why would a vitamin help me or a probiotic help me, right? So again, I was not happy or positive. And I think Bonnie was like, there's no way I could see you negative. And I was like, when you're sick, when you're chronically sick, you're not a nice person. He saw me plenty of times laying on the floor and he thought I was lazy because he didn't understand what was truly going on inside me. Took everything inside me to get up. And especially play with the girls. I would pray for him to get home because I was just having them watch, Mickey Mouse or whatever they could just to keep going. Moved to Missouri, Plexus came up again, and I said no thank you. And then I had heard, let me go back. She had brought it up again, a dear friend of mine. I started going to this church we loved, and she actually bought it for me because I was that stubborn. And gifted it to me and said, please take it. And so I started taking it behind his back because he was anti-Plexus as well. He didn't believe, he thought it was a pyramid scheme. Most of us probably did back then, right? So he was not on board.
Well, you gotta back up to your sister.
Well, go to that really quick.
So she associated certain things with certain people who were presenting that. And so that kind of put a bad taste in both of our mouth. So I just felt that was probably it was still lingering. So anyway, they showed up at the door and I'm like, what is this? She actually gave it back.
Oh, your sister.
My sister. So this is why I didn't like three-way messages either, because I got into a three-way message and they bombarded me to where it was not nice, you guys. It was like, but Plexus can cure you. Plexus can. So I already had a bad taste from my sister, which I don't have a good relationship with my sister, which is unfortunate. But so there comes that. And so then another dear friend at church, I just started getting to know, brought up Plexus again. I'm like, no, thank you. So she had to gift it to me. So when it came, I was like, whatever, it's free. I guess I'll just try it. And so I started taking it. He found out. He told me to give it back. So I had to give all the products back. And I felt like here I was praying for God to truly release everything that was going on. I was praying for answers in my closet and anywhere I could. I was praying, God, please take this away. And so I felt deep down something wasn't right. And so I told her, I was like, I told him, I said, I feel like I just gave away my answers. And so I asked for them back. And she's like, well, I had a couple slims and whatever. Anyway, she gave them back to me. And I know, she did. And I started taking them behind his back because I knew he didn't want me to take them. And so then it was Super Saturday. And this is why I love in-person events, because I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for that. So Super Saturday, January, and it was snow and ice, you guys. And I just wanted a girls' weekend away. I laughed at Plexus. I mean, you have to think, it came from my sister, which is not the best upgrade. There's a hot mess express happening there, okay? So then I had that, so I associated Plexus in a very bad way. So I just wanted a girls' weekend away. And so I was like, okay, well, I'll go to this Super Saturday thing and I'll just stay in the hotel and chill because Mama needs a break, right? So I go, and he told me, he's like, do not come back as a Plexus person. That Plexus. I know. So I go to Super Saturday. I hear Emily Roberts and all these incredible girls. I was detoxing at this time. I had a horrible rash. I was gaining weight. So here I am negative. They're like, hey, who are you? What's your rank? I was like, I don't know what rank this is. I don't even care about this stuff right now. I'm just surprised I even came down to listen to you guys. And so I came down and I told Jana, and I was like, I will not wear your Plexus hats. I will not wear your Plexus stuff. It's not happening. Long story short, I got to meet the people, and the people is what changed everything for me. When they could care less that I was a customer, that I was detoxing, that I was having any issues, I was in heaven. And the fact that I heard the community and also the income, God told me, so I was a graphic designer. Not anything with health, right? I didn't know anything green, whatever. Graphic designer. I was actually hand painting signs. We had a pretty successful business hand painting signs as well. And when we moved to Missouri, I felt like God was like, you need to stop. I was working. I literally slept 2 to 3 hours a night because I was working, freelancing, and designing hand painting signs. And so when we moved to Missouri, I felt the call to stop, and we had a fresh start because we had to find a new house, we had to find all these stuff. And so after Super Saturday, we were driving down. I remember just talking to Jana and stuff the whole way, and all I could think about is Jason's gonna kill me. And so I got home, and he's like, "Let me guess, you're all in, aren't you?" And anyway, long story short, I had to prove to him the vision that I saw that God gave me. And I had to remember it. He didn't give it to him. He gave it to me. And so it took a really, really long time.
So Jane, it probably was 4 years.
Okay. See? But I was working. And when I say, he supports me now, but he did not then. He didn't see my vision. And so you have to think, I was working. We would go to bed, and he falls asleep in 5 seconds anyway. But he starts snoring, and I would go and I would work till midnight, 1 o'clock. And so I would work during nap times. I would work when everybody was sleeping, and that's how I built my business. But it wasn't until I hit Emerald, you guys, that he was supportive. So I know. But it was when he went to Hawaii, and I remember in the pool, he was like, I think I can get used to this. I
don't get into pools.
Never.
It was the ocean.
Oh, it was not the ocean, but it's fine.
Emerald was definitely a game changer. Yeah. So it seemed completely different types of people. The retreats and stuff were really cool, but when you get up to that level, it's a different atmosphere. And so we got to meet with Alec and them. They're such humble people and normal, regular people that you can never. Yourself too. It's like you said, family. It's like you're not nervous being around people. It's not eggshells or any of that stuff. Emerald definitely was the icebreaker.
But he saw me at my weakest with my health. So when he saw, in my health journey, I started seeing month 2. I was like, wow, I'm not in pain anymore. And that was a daily thing for me, you guys, daily. And then I remember month 3, I looked at him, we were building our house, and I was like, Jason, I'm not in pain. That is crazy. I'm out here helping you. That would have never happened before. He's like, whatever, placebo effect. And
it was real.
Yeah. And he's like, whatever, just a placebo effect. And he's like, try it 1 more month. And so month 4 came around, and he realized I wasn't lazy. I wasn't, chronically, literally I had chronic fatigue. I wasn't sleeping. I was out doing things that I wasn't doing before. I didn't have the ruptured cysts. I didn't have these things. He saw that, and that's really what changed in my health. And that was month 4. So I always tell people, keep moving, because it's going to change people's life the longer that they're on it. It wasn't drastic for me, and I had stage 4. And so I'm surprised I saw that dramatic change in 4 months when I probably should have only seen it in a year, So that's my health testimony in my business to where we're at now. We're gaining back up to Emerald and reworking that, and I'm just...
We go back to Hawaii!
I get to go back to Hawaii this year, so I'm super blessed. But yeah. Anything else?
I would say for the husbands that even if it's not your thing, it's their thing.
Wow.